Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Saturday, April 15th, 2023. Let's get started. What is the first card coming through in our 5-card spread? First card we have coming through right now is the Hermit card in its reversal. This could be a sign right now about you being able to get out of your shell to a certain extent. This could be marking a moment right now of having some issues around isolation, potentially feeling like you've been isolating too much. I always like to point out it's wonderful to have these moments of being with yourself, but there's also a moment of asking yourself if you've been spending too much time alone or if you need to get out. This could also be talking about some anxieties or fears in terms of being able to find some of that work to do while you're in your own internal space, feeling like that struggling point of being alone, but not necessarily feeling like you're getting those deeper pieces of knowledge in these moments. I will also point out when we see the Hermit in its reversal, this can often talk about as well some issues or difficulties as it relates to travel. So some circumstances may come up that you might have to address right now as it relates to your plans moving forward, specifically around travel. Double check those plans for today. Continuing to get clarification on the cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread is the 6 of Swords in its reversal. So what are we really seeing here? Well, we're seeing that there is a moment coming through right now where there's a bit of a struggling point. We're seeing here that there is a bit of a struggle point. There's something here that is kind of requiring you or making you be in a space where you are potentially having to have some time on your own, being able to learn how to get into this role of isolation for yourself, maybe feeling some of that difficulty, feeling a bit of antsiness right now as it relates to being in solitude, but also trying to find a way forward out of some circumstances and situations that you have been experiencing or feeling a lot of pain around. This is you trying to find this path forward. But the tricky part around this is it's not just that you're trying to find the path forward. You're trying to find the path forward without carrying a lot of this pain from the past with you. That this pain from the past is weighing down very heavily. Trying to find this moment of easement is creating a bit of an internal block for you right now, because this is what is feeling like that is a bit of the challenge that we're experiencing, and there's an inability to potentially do that right now is what we're seeing. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Oh, geez. The next card we've got out right now is the Devil card. So what we're seeing here, this is potentially feeling like very hairy energy, because we are seeing here that there is a desire to move away from some places or things that have caused some grief or feelings of loss or uncertainty, feeling some of that inability to let go of the grief from the past, feeling some of this anxiety in your own solitude as you try to do this work. And as a result, today may potentially feel like a real challenge as it relates to your connection to unhealthy coping mechanisms, bad modalities of thought, maybe even the pull towards some non-healed or toxic connections that aren't necessarily keeping you in the highest of vibrations. The feeling this pull today will probably be very strong. So you'll have to kind of do a lot of work to kind of go through this as you're experiencing it. And this is probably not helping as well with some of this pain or difficulty that you're trying to move away from. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread. Yeah, man, this is the problem, right? We've got the 9 of Wands coming through. So this is what's happening because you're feeling some of these non-helpful coping mechanisms rising to the surface today due to some inability to pull away from some things and situations that have caused you grief and caused you pain. This is the moment where some of that internal work that you've been doing isn't feeling like it's working. That instead of feeling like these moments of solitude are coming to a place of higher understanding or building this higher level or degree of understanding around you right now, they're instead coming through as making you feel closed off, guarded, wounded, that you're in much more of a defensive position because you're carrying a lot of this pain with you, and it's making a lot of this isolation energy one that doesn't feel like it is helping, but instead one that you're just kind of taking in or operating under right now as you try to go through some of this difficulty or pain that you're experiencing that's being triggered by some of this devil energy coming to the surface. Final card for today's 5-card spread is the 7 of Swords in its reversal. So this is some hairy energy, because what we're really seeing here, right? We're really seeing that there's some circumstances and situations from the past that you are choosing or making a deep degree of choice not to return to, not wanting to go back to those things that have hurt you, but also feeling a bit stuck, because even as you don't want to go back to them, you can't find a way to release some of the pain from those past experiences. You're trying to find a path forward that's going to allow you to move forward in a way that you aren't going to be feeling this burden. And right now that's feeling very, very difficult, which is triggering a lot of this devil energy. So non-helpful coping mechanisms or connections rising to the surface as you feel this push and pull. Because what we're really seeing here is a type of energy that, like, you don't want to go back to the things that have hurt you, but you also can't find a clear path forward to let go of them either. And that's got you kind of stuck right here in this devil energy, which can feel very difficult because it can feel very triggering. You can feel that pull to go back to either non-helpful partnerships, toxic relationships, maybe any kind of bad habits or anything like this, really kind of cropping up in the middle to kind of try to create a point of easement as you are going through this right now, which is also why we're seeing some anxiety about being this isolation coming through instead of coming through as higher insight. Feeling very closed off, feeling very wounded, not letting this any isolation energy, like feeling like in a way like not wanting to be alone with yourself right now, because this energy is like not having a good like result around you right now, because you're kind of going through it as it relates from these situations and circumstances from the past. Now let's see if we can get some clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our Hermit energy in its reversal and our 6 of Swords in its reversal. So a moment right now that is feeling like a deep point of struggle, feeling some of that inability to be in your in your alone or in this higher vibration while you are alone, feeling kind of disconnected to that higher energy, because you're facing a lot of pain as it relates to wanting to move away from circumstances and situations from the past that you're carrying a lot of grief around. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. 10 of Wands in its reversal. This burden is becoming too much to bear, is what we're seeing. There's a feeling of exhaustion that's being reached around it. It's like feeling like all you kind of wish for is this deep need to feel like there is this desire to just be able to release this weight, to just release this burden that you're carrying, to release this grief, to release this sadness that you feel like you have to take with you right now, but you're very resistant on taking with you because you don't want to take it with you. You just want to release it. But that's where we're seeing that difficulty, because there is something about having to kind of carry this. Continuing to get clarification between our 6 of Swords in its reversal and the devil energy. Feeling this deep pull, having a lot of coping mechanisms, bad modalities of thought, maybe even connection to like non-helpful coping mechanisms, toxic relationships rising to the surface today, feeling the pull towards them, specifically because you are trying to move away from them, but you're finding it very difficult to not want to carry them with you as you proceed. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. We love this. Help is on the way. We've got the Queen of Wands here. So this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine energy right now, this is really becoming like feeling like a moment of mind over matter. This is really becoming a moment of mind over matter, where the feminine energy is trying to like summon all of their internal power right now. And maybe even like getting in better alignment with their masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. Because there's something about the need to integrate this. There's something here that is coming through about the need to be able to integrate this energy, that instead of carrying it as a wound, to find a way to use it as a source of power, to find a way to bring you into a better sense of alignment. So this is becoming very much of like a spiritual battle right now for feminine as they go through this, because they're trying to find this way of pushing through these non-helpful coping mechanisms to get into a place of their own empowerment. While for masculine energy right now, this could be feeling a bit different. Because this is saying to us that what we're seeing here with the masculine energy is they are feeling this pull, they're feeling this inability to move away from situations or scenarios that have been causing them pain. A lot of coping mechanisms potentially rising to the surface right now, with a lot of attention being paid to a feminine energy that they feel is in their power, that they really kind of see, or they're feeling this moment right now. And this could either be interpreted as a few different ways right now, that there may even be something about them being triggered to some extent, masculines, around this energy, like being the focus of your thoughts at this moment. This could also be feeling, there could be some energy here for masculine of trying to reach out for support right now towards this feminine energy as you're experiencing this right now, to try to get the support that you need as you go through this moment. So it's really coming through as a point of interpretation, depending on like where some of these like toxic connections are coming from right now, whether these are internalized or whether they're being externalized, is what's really coming through. Because there could even be something here where like the masculine energy that hasn't integrated as much may even like be putting a lot of like feeling a lot of these rising up, and even as they concentrate on this energy, which could be feeling very problematic right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Devil card and the Nine of Wands in its upright. So a moment right now that, again, feeling a lot of pull towards non-helpful coping mechanisms, bad modalities of thought, things that are feeling very triggering and feeling very isolated, feeling very blocked off as a result of those circumstances or situations. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Man, this is hairy energy, guys. This is feeling like a real battle. This is feeling like a real battle today. It's hard. Like whatever this is, if you've been going through some things that you feel like you have an unhealthy connection to today, it's going to feel like a bit of a nail biter is what we're seeing, especially with this Seven of Wands, because we really see you kind of pushing back on this right now. We really see you trying to not letting yourself like kind of, you know, push. Like this is a moment, I will point out, and this is what we appreciate around it. The Devil energy here is one that is being recognized. And so even here, we see that you are, even though you are feeling kind of wounded or feeling isolated because of it, we also see that you're very much committed to the path of doing the work to heal from it, right? That you're holding to your integrity. You are pushing back against it. You are doing everything you can right now to resist that urge, to resist going back to those things, to being able to allow this to be a healing moment instead of kind of one that you're kind of like, but like feeling a lot of that pull today, you know? Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now between our Nine of Wands in combination with our Seven of Swords in its reversal. So a moment that could be feeling very isolated, because again, even any like moments right now of solitude right now may be feeling like they're coming almost through more as like isolating and upsetting rather than healing, but also feeling a deep resistance, not wanting to return to the situations and scenarios in the past that have caused pain. Just kind of hunkering down in this moment. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification, oh man, coming right now with this Magician in its reversal. You're letting this energy get you into a space of like negative thinking is what we're seeing, of doubting your own ability to like alchemize this, doubting your own ability to push through this. Whenever we see this, especially for the Magician in its reversal, this is a moment where it's really important for the Magician to have this moment and recognize that they have all of the tools that they require to do the things that they require, that the most important, even if they think that they don't, that the most important tool that the Magician has is themselves. This could also be feeling a bit, when we see the Magician in its reversal, this feeling or this anxiety of manipulation, of not wanting to go back to situations or scenarios that you feel were not just the fact that they were hurting you, but that you feel like there is some type of manipulative energy associated to them as well. And this is also why we may see you in this place of trying to heal. Continuing to get, so a lot of energy here to work through right now. Heavy energy. Continuing, this is very much a Mercury shadow period reading. I got to point out. Clarification right now between our 10 of Wands in its reversal in combination with a Queen of Wands. So a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. Bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it feels most aligned to. For feminine right now, this is a moment of coming into your own power, of really, feeling this need, doing a lot of this work right now, trying to let this be the closure of a cycle, trying to find a way to put this burden down because it's just becoming too much for you to carry. Because you also recognize for feminine that doing so right now is going to put you in a place of power. That there's something about understanding that if you're able to put this burden down and walk away from it, you're going to be in a place of this energy, of aligning your masculine and feminine energy, of coming into your own, but feeling that resistance point here. While for masculine right now, this is also a moment of wanting to put a burden down, potentially a burden because, and again, this is going to feel a little bit different depending. This could either be putting this desire to put a burden down as it relates to like moving towards a feminine energy that you feel like that you are trying to move towards right now, or potentially feeling some kind of support in trying to get, like, to put this burden right now down with this assistance of this energy that you're now focusing on that's allowing you to put this burden down. May I please get one card to clarify? Two cards clarification right now. Look, this is something that needs to be processed right now because there is a point of processing that shows that there is a bright side on this horizon, that there is something coming through here with this Three of Cups that is showing that there is some new opportunity, there are new possibilities, allowing this to be a moment of really coming into like looking towards the positive right now. And doing that, realizing that it's this moment of allowing your focus to shift that is going to give you this perception on what the path is going forward. This is where we see that, allowing for this optimism to come through. For masculine right now, this is putting down a burden, potentially moving towards a feminine energy that you are now seeing is embodying this role towards you right now. Wanting to find that positive, wanting to make these plans come into fruition. And for feminine right now, this is a lot of work that you're doing for yourself, wanting to put down a lot of the burdens of the past so that you can move into a place of optimism and see these possibilities coming towards you in the future. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between our Queen of Wands energy and our Seven of Wands. So again, for feminine right now, really feeling like you're fighting or going through some kind of battle of integrity, really trying to stand in your power against these things that you feel are pushing against your integrity, but also recognizing that this is a battle that's bringing you into your power as you go to this point. While for masculine energy right now, this could be feeling like you are in a point where you are standing in your integrity, you are standing in your power, that you are working in a way not just to protect yourself right now, but also to kind of like work in tandem with an energy of feminine that you feel is in this expression. This could be trying to defend something right now so that you can get closer to this energy, or this could also be feeling like you are doing some work that you're trying to like push through to allow you to have access to this energy right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming through right now as this being an act of healing. So for feminine right now, this is why you're doing this fight. This is why you're battling, because you realize that the solution to this, the reason you're battling is because you recognize that this is a healing journey. And that as difficult as this is, you are continuing to fight it because this is what is allowing you to come into a place of healing. While for masculine energy right now, this is a moment that you are working through a degree of healing as it relates to your own self. You are fighting these battles. You are doing what you need to right now, all to try to get access or to get closer towards this representation of feminine that you are seeing right now in this place, that they are embodying their feminine and masculine energies. This could also be feeling like a bit of an intimidation energy, because sometimes for an unhealed masculine, this type of energy could feel a bit intimidating. But we do see here that the masculine is willing to kind of put the work in right now as it relates to being in close proximity to this energy, because they recognize that there is something healing in being able to do so. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Seven of Wands and the Magician in its reversal. So having a moment right now of feeling like you need to push back or fight against something, but also recognizing to a certain degree that there is something here. You're feeling some anxiety, you're feeling some frustration, you're feeling some uncertainty in terms of your own ability to like manifest what you are trying to manifest right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Hangman in its reversal. This is the moment of freeing yourself from those circumstances and situations that have been causing you too much pain, recognizing that there is something here that has been causing you undue suffering, and allowing this to be the moment that you're just releasing yourself from it, experiencing or understanding that you've gained all the insight that you require from this point from it, that is allowing you to move on into a new experience. This is kind of, again, we're seeing a lot of the releasing of difficult burdens coming through, moving into a place of healing, which we love. Continuing to get clarification right now between our Five of Cups in its reversal in combination with the Three of Wands and our Three of Swords in its reversal. So really beautiful energy here, because what we're really seeing is this moment of looking into the future, trying to bring this point of optimism towards yourself as you continue on your healing journey. Clarification coming right now with the World, that this is a moment that you're getting into your manifestation powers, that you recognize that if you are able to walk away from these things that are hurting you and keep your focus on the positive path forward, this is what's going to bring you to a place of being able to manifest everything that you are trying to manifest right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, which are now moving into a very positive place. Hairy start to the day, beautiful energy coming in later. Clarification between our healing energy of the Three of Swords in its reversal and the Hangman. Finding this point of healing, freeing yourself from anything that has been causing you pain, realizing the time has come to free yourself, allowing this higher energy to come in to let you walk away from those things that have been hurting you, feeling like the time has come. Clarification coming right now with, wow, these are very difficult energies here. The World in its reversal. There's simply a moment right now where you're shedding things that you're feeling like are causing too much chaos in your own experience. That you're recognizing that they're creating this point of chaos for yourself. You want to free yourself from them. You're willing to do that work. And you're recognizing that this is a moment that is feeling very difficult, but is ultimately going to be leading you to a more positive outcome by this point of release. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our World energy and the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal. So again, very, very difficult, interesting energy coming into a point of manifestation, but also realizing that there is a point of correction that is happening that is feeling very difficult, even as you're coming into your power at this point. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with Page of Cups. Page of Cups. So this is a moment where, again, this is going to feel very interesting, because what we're really seeing here is, like, again, there is this point of coming into a place of wanting to come into your manifestation power, feeling a lot of the weight and heaviness right now of some difficulties that you're experiencing on your own cycle, but feeling some point of easement from some outside energy that is coming in, that is offering some kind of assistance or easement, or even kind of like helping you get in touch with your own inner child to a certain extent. This is all what's kind of helping you in this moment achieve this like level of like almost like a perception shift, like helping you get out of your own head to a certain extent, like helping you focus on like the lighter things, is like kind of what we're seeing is like the solution here that's leading to like these points of delight instead of like anxiety. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now, doesn't want to leave the bottom of the deck today. We've got Chariot energy putting a lot of attention right now into the energies around you and really asking yourself what seems aligned to your highest purpose versus those energies that you feel or see or recognize you might not necessarily feel are moving in the direction of your ultimate desired outcome is going to be very important to you right now as you proceed on your path. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for having it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, I'd like to remind you that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. The only way you can book a reading with me is via my website. Please keep in mind, if you book a reading with me, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and then you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have a reading with me. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me today. Have this reading, and we will do this again tomorrow.